Currently loading dark water divination. Please enjoy. Hello everyone and welcome back to Dark Water Divination. My name is Bree and I am a medium and intuitive reader, and I have a entirely intuitive message here for you today because I don't actually know what this is. I just know that there needs to be a message. So if you are new here, I'm just going to explain. Most of my readings are going to be, I like to call semi-structured, because I have like a general idea typically of what I want to do, but then spirit kind of takes over. So today is going to be entirely intuitive because I don't know even how to do a semi-structure right now. So I'm kind of just dropping in now. And we'll see what spirit wants to talk about for this message. What is the most important thing you would like to say today? What does the collective need to know today? Oh, I keep getting stuck on this guy. There we go. And then it just like detaches itself. But I keep getting stuck on this little poncho thingy. But I love wearing these. But I digress. I'm seeing, interesting. I'm seeing a lot of purple and yellow. So that could be significant for somebody. But purple, I feel like, is like it's a higher vibrational color is what it feels like, and it also feels like you are opening up to different dimensions, different aspects, different levels, different subconscious aspects of yourself, but it feels like you're doing it through a spiritual sense or some sort of it has a deeper layer or a deeper meaning to what you're doing. If you're not somebody who's like super spiritual or super woo-woo, it just feels like you're accessing higher aspects of yourself or a higher consciousness of yourself in some sort of way. The card that just came out is the moon. So this is really interesting, right? Also, I'm using natural light, so if it starts to get really dark, I apologize for that. But yeah, it feels like you're accessing a deeper aspect of yourself. Some of you could be going into like a deep meditation. It also feels like it could be like an intuitive meditation where it's almost like a journey where you start a frequency, like a sound frequency, or you start like a rain storm sound, and then you sort of just travel or journey is what it feels like. It also feels like it's like a rediscovering. There's been this energy lately of coming into a higher consciousness and having to make decisions from a higher consciousness. They're showing me these two wolves, right? So it's bringing me to that saying where, gosh, I can't remember where it's from, but it's, which wolf do you feed, right? Do you feed the new path that you want to go down, or do you continue to make decisions that will sort of bring you back into this cyclical nature that I feel like you're doing this deeper diving, deeper investigation in order to get yourself to a different path, if that makes sense. I just saw 6:36. Oh my gosh, I did not. Wow, sorry. It's 4:36, but on the thing, I could have sworn it said 6:36. Mirroring numbers seem to be significant. You're getting heightened signs as well around you. It's very interesting because if it felt like a want to do a love reading, but it seems like the need to come out is empowerment. Let me ground this energy really quickly. there's a lot of like scorpionic energy in the sense of investigative, detective work. It's like you are following the red string leads to the root of a cause or the root of an issue, or you're following some sort of lead that you have to a new path. There's something that you are trying to lead yourself towards or get to. It's almost like when you have a math question where you understand what the answer is, but you're having the point of the math equation is to work backwards to find how you got to that answer. Do you know what I mean? I'm not good at math, so like I apologize if that doesn't make sense, but it's like that, where you already understand the answer. You know what the end goal is. It's sort of just figuring out how to get there. But you're being given these little breadcrumbs through the self-investigation that you're doing. And the deeper that you reach, almost like stairs, each step that you take that takes you deeper into yourself, it unlocks like a clue or like another sign that becomes deeper and stronger, and then your need to go even closer to whatever that answer is or that root is gets stronger as well. You may be experiencing a lot of deja vu right now as well, or it feels like you're having really trippy dreams, or you could also potentially be receiving signs and information within your dreams as well. But it feels very much like you're on to something. You're on to something, and the leads and the signs that you're following are going to take you there. Let's see. Yeah, very Scorpio energy, and it's almost like you don't have this fear of going deeper. You understand that going deeper is what helps you go higher, go farther, go into a higher consciousness. It's almost like you understand the exchange that is needed, right? As above, so below. The deeper, the darker you go, the higher up in the light you'll go, because you understand, recognize, and face your shadows, your fears. Which that's also what the moon talks about, right? Understanding and facing your fears, your subconscious fears, making friends with them, and then continuing forward. Also, I'm learning my own henna, so nobody did this shoddy of a job on me. I did that, so I'm learning. But there's a guy who complimented it today at Dutch Bros, and he said something that was actually like really profound that I wanted to bring into the reading, because it kind of like is on brand for this. But he said it's okay for something to look like it's the first time, right? Like it's okay for it to be the first time, because then the next time it's just going to be better. So it's kind of like this, right? It's okay that you're going into the darkness, because it's just getting better. And the darkness isn't necessarily like the proverbial darkness, you know, that's in pop culture. Like, this is the darkness in the sense of going into your deepest fears, your deepest worries, your deepest, the parts of you that you don't usually bring into the light, because you don't think that it can be into the light. But by you going into it and bringing awareness, I feel like I'm going on and on and on, but it feels so necessary. But it feels like you bringing awareness to that is exactly how you bring it into the light, right? Every being needs love, right? Love is what brings you into a better frequency, a better vibration. It's what brings you into a higher consciousness, right? So bringing love, bringing attention, bringing care to those deeper, darker things, you're bringing it higher, which then in turn brings the whole of you higher. Goodness. Oh, we have the Fool and the Ten of Cups. Sorry, I said that really funny, but you are doing this essentially to build a beautiful relationship with yourself, with the people around you. Again, right? It's like, which wolf are you going to feed? Are you going to feed the higher self wolf, or are you going to feed the wolf that you've been your whole life, right? This is almost like, it feels very much like the Judgment card, in the sense of you are at this point where it's a calling, right? Make new decisions or continue making your old ones. Because the life that you were living is dying, it's going out. And so it kind of feels like that's what you're investigating is, okay, if this is dying out, if I am becoming anew, if I am coming into this new chapter, right, with the Fool, this is a brand new chapter, a brand new beginning. So it's sort of like 11:01, so 111 on the clock. But it's sort of that feeling of, if I am going into this brand new chapter, very much liminal space energy, sorry, grounding. If you are going into this new chapter, it's sort of that thing of, in this liminal space of, I'm not yet in that, I'm investigating how to get to that. This is that answer. This is the feeling and the understanding that you know that you're going to, and you're following these leads, making these decisions to get here, because you know that this is coming in. So it's like, okay, how do I align myself perfectly? Not necessarily perfectly. Let me rephrase that also. How do I align myself to get myself on course entirely to this new beginning? Because I know that it's coming in, and I know that it's happening, and I know that what is coming in is my wish fulfillment, my happiness. It's what you have built throughout this entire journey, right? So let's see what else Spirit would like to say. It basically just feels like this is a confirmation that, like, you're not crazy. It feels like a confirmation that, like, all that you've been through, every single illusion and doubt and fear that you have cut through by using your authenticity, by understanding what that even means to you, right, is correct. That's all that this feels like it is. It's basically a confirmation that you are going down the right path, that you are doing the right thing, that you are truly taking the time to connect into yourself, your abilities, your intuition, your emotions, and how you feel, right? Because your emotions are essentially a navigation guide. Same with your body too. Your body is a navigation guide, and we don't entirely know how to speak to our body or the language of our body quite yet. And so that's kind of what we can do in this lifetime, is figure out what that means for us, see what our emotions feel like and what those are trying to tell us, because it doesn't just happen for no reason, right? There's always a reason to something. So I think that's basically what this is saying. I also feel like a lot of you are choosing healthier decisions, healthier choices, healthier food. A lot of you could be working on your exercise as well, because I just saw Virgo came to mind, so that was making me think of somebody who Virgo rules health. What is that? I believe that's the 6th house. I might be wrong on that. But it feels like you're working on your health as well. So let me see what else the cards have to say. I'm also at a park, so somebody's parking next to me, and that kind of like distracted me. So let's see. Wow. Speaking of health, we have a lot of Queen energy that has showed up so far already, with the Tower. Interesting. And the Queen, oh my god, the second card that came out, we have a lot of Queen energy. This is so beautiful. You may also be in an energy where you are receiving or allowing yourself to receive care and help through yourself. But we have the Queen of Pentacles, speaking of Virgo energy, but I believe this is Capricorn ruled. However, Earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. We have the Queen of Pentacles. This is the Queen of self-care, of grounding, of taking care of herself in the physical. And then we have the Queen of Wands. This is my Queen of playfulness, of magic, of confidence, right? This is, okay. No, this wants to be here. You are taking care of yourself, and you are loving it. And part of this investigation is this detective work, is finding out exactly what self-care looks like to you, what magic looks like to you, what empowerment looks like to you, what your manifestation looks like to you, and allowing yourself to sit in that energy and not have shame for it. Some of you could be getting back into candle magic as well, or magic in general. You could be finding the magic in your life, or magic within yourself, magic within self-care. A lot of you, I feel like, are reprogramming or reframing your typical mundane needs. So like, instead of being like, I have to take a shower, you're like, oh, I get to take a shower. I'm excited to take a shower. I'm excited to clean my body. I'm excited to nourish and take care of my body. A lot of you could also be getting into self-care, and I mean, skincare is what I meant to say. Self-care, yes. But a lot of you could be getting into skincare and kind of reframing it in that same thing of like, you might have like a 7-step skincare routine, or like a 12-step skincare routine, and instead of being like, oh, this takes so long, or man, there's so many products here that I have to remember and figure out and blah blah blah, like instead of that, it's like, this is an exciting time where I get to take care of myself. I get to use my lotions and potions, and I get to feel extravagant and luxurious, and I'm deserving of this time. I'm deserving of the treatment that this takes, right? So it's feeling shameless in indulging yourself in things like this. Feeling excited about those things, right? We have the Tower on the bottom, but I feel like this is the Tower in the sense of restructuring, but also the Tower in the sense of, I'm seeing elevation, I'm seeing enlightenment, I'm seeing clarity and understanding, right? You're striking down the things that don't necessarily belong to you. Oh my goodness. Well, there's structure. I mean, the Tower's giving you structure. There is judgment, right? I believe I had mentioned this earlier. It feels very much like the call of surrendering, of allowing yourself to become new, and allowing yourself to make that decision, right? With the Two of Wands, this is a card of planning, of understanding, of gathering information, and kind of seeing where you want to go and what is worth your time. Surrendering, letting go, and seeing what's worthy of taking that space after you've let go. I'm like sitting not entirely center too. Oh, I just hit my knee. I'm not sitting entirely center, which doesn't necessarily matter, but yeah, the investigation feels very much like a self-investigation. You're getting to the very root of who you are, but you're not doing it in a way that's forceful, or you're not doing it with any time constraints. I also feel like, too, you're very good with your boundaries. There's been, I feel like, some sort of emphasis in your life in this chapter specifically, this sort of like liminal space of investigating. One of the investigations is setting boundaries and reinforcing them, and reinforcing them in a way that is, again, there's nothing forceful here. A lot of this feels very rooted and grounded, and it's not from a place of anger, it's not from a place of fear, it's from a place of, this is what I'm worth, this is my value, and I won't cross that. I won't go beneath that value. This is where I am, and this is where you'll meet me. And again, it's not in like it's not in a way that's mean or forceful, but it's also not in a way where you're not shaking in your boots when you say this. You're not mousy in your voice when you say this. And you may still be in a place where it makes you a little bit nervous, which is absolutely okay. You might still be in that space, but even though you're nervous, you're still voicing it, you're still saying it, you're still keeping your chest and your head held high when you're saying it. Even though your voice might shake a little bit, you're still standing up for yourself, and you're not doing it in a way that is mean or forceful. It's a very strong way. You are leading yourself directly to your destiny. And mostly because I feel like it's just like it's fated for you to get to wherever you're wanting to go. 21, 112, 112, no, 12 is what? I feel so much like I'm swimming, sorry, but 2112 is what I saw on the timer. So again, mirroring numbers. So you may be seeing a lot of mirroring numbers, but you're getting a lot of signs as well. I think I'm gonna end on this one last thing. You may have a lot of external disruptions or annoyances, disruptions, but it just feels like noise. So it feels like you have your own little like bubble, and then you have the little noise, static noise going on the outside, and it's not really affecting you. Like, the person parked next to me, it was a little bit of a disruption, didn't trip me up. There's dogs barking, a little bit of a disruption, it's not tripping me up. So it feels like you're very much on your path. You're very determined to get there. I absolutely feel like you will get there, and you are going the correct way. Continue to allow yourself to explore with this beautiful, grounded softness and receptivity that you're opening to. Allow yourself to be curious. And it's okay to be curious. It's okay to be the first at something. It's okay for this to be your first time doing this, even. Oh, another thing too that I want to add before I close out is it's okay to take your time with things. It's okay to take all of the time that you need with things. You're worthy of taking that time, especially if you're investigating something and trying to decide and like do research on things. Kind of goes back to that be curious thing that I just said before. You're allowed to take your time to be curious about things and to explore things and to use that time to explore things. It's not a waste of time. You're giving yourself the opportunity to get as much information and trial and error in something before committing, which then saves you time in the long run. Because had you committed before you understood, you might have wasted an even longer amount of time and energy committing yourself to something that you're not really actually that into. So yeah, I feel like that's all that needs to be said. So I'm gonna close it out here, and I hope that helps. If it did, the best way to let me know is to hit that like button or subscribe. And I hope that this helps, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!